here doing my walk, just thinking and reading and thinking and reading. And I like when I come across things that inspire, like clearer ways for me to try to say something. And for this one, it was a video interview that Andrew Huberman had with some wonderful lady. I don't know her name. I downloaded the video. I don't know. I'll find her name. I'm going to find her. But she has this term called, hope I'm saying this right. Is it like idiot compassion? Something like that. Idiot compassion versus wise compassion or something like that. But basically what she meant was like how a lot of friends tend to harbor idiot compassion, which is basically always agreeing with your stance regardless, not questioning it, just blindly agreeing with you. You know, like the typical, for example, some of the famous ones I've heard growing up from the people around me is like, he wasn't shit, or he did this, or whatever's going on in that person's relationship. And like, the girls or the women around them would be like, yeah, he's an idiot. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. You're fine. And it's like, it's idiot compassion, because instead of being honest about the situation with your friend, you're just agreeing with them to, it's almost like over validating their experience, which actually causes harm over good. Because in the moment, it may stroke their ego, but they're not learning anything, and they're definitely not going to grow. They're going to just continue to recycle these experiences in some way, shape, or form in their life, because instead of the friend taking the opportunity to be honest with them so that they can utilize it to grow, all they did was confirm or reassure the blindness in the behavior. It's like one of the wisest things that a friend can do, one of the most loving things that a friend or family member or whatever, anyone who says that they care about you or love you or whatever, can do for you is deliver truth to you, respectfully, obviously, but to deliver truth to you, to let you know that, you played a role in this suffering, and to be completely honest. But it also requires, because I understand the uncomfortability of the friend in this situation, because it really also, for it to really work like that, the person receiving that feedback, the one that's saying, oh, this is going on, I don't like it, or this person's doing this, or whatever. If you have that honest friend, I'm going to speak as one too, because I'm that person. I've always been that person. It's uncomfortable for us, and it's also a waste of time for us to be honest with that friend or family or whatever it is, whoever's on that end of the conversation, to like it's frustrating when they also lack the emotional maturity and the emotional intelligence and the capacity to actually listen to what you're saying with an open mind and an open heart, and trust that they are safe with you in receiving this feedback, and that it's not personal, but that you care about them enough to be honest with them and not lie to them and just stroke their ignorant ego in their situation. And if someone is actually seeking growth, they're not going to want their ego stroked. They're going to want honest feedback, like actual honest feedback. And actual honest feedback, a lot of the times, is not you're right, they're wrong. because a lot of times that's not true. Because we also, this is reality, we also play a role in our own suffering. Okay, it doesn't just come slap us in the face and we're victims and powerless. That's not what the fuck, like, somehow, some way, that girl complaining about the guy that she's with, she played a role in that suffering. That parent that is victimizing themselves because their kid won't listen to them is part of their own suffering. Like, we play a role in our lives, and it's our responsibility to develop the skill of emotional maturity to accept this feedback without bleeding on the people giving it that didn't cut us in the first place. That's what they mean by don't bleed on people who didn't cut you. If they're being honest about what they see that you might not be seeing because you're in the situation and you're like fogged by it, and someone else that loves you and that knows you sees what's happening, and they care enough to be honest with you, that should be met with gratitude. Whether you agree or disagree is the last priority. It at least gives you a perspective to reflect on, to find what your real issue is. Because I promise you, it's not just this person, whatever, and you didn't do anything, and this is just happening to you. No. One way or another, you allowed yourself to be in that situation. You allowed it to get to where it's at, and you're part of that suffering for doing that. And when you have an honest friend that reflects back to you, hey, you're doing XYZ too, or hey, maybe have you considered your actions or where you can change? It's so crucial that when somebody hears that coming out of somebody's mouth that cares about you and you know means well, to not take the discomfort of that honesty as disrespect. If you take discomfort as disrespect, you got a lot of emotional maturity to be exercising there within yourself. You got a way to go. You got a way to go. That means your ego is bigger than the part of you that actually wants to grow. And that's your inner work. That's no one else's responsibility. That's no one else's concern. Because it's your path and only your responses, and whatever muscle you mentally exercise is on you. Whether you want to continue to go down the road of being blindly ignorant or cognitive dissonance, or if you actually are going to be open to honest feedback from people who care about you, who might be seeing it from a different perspective and might be seeing something that you're not seeing. I'm not saying that your friends all got to be right and you're wrong either. You got to have a sense of grounding in who you are too, okay? But, which is on you. But also, you're responsible for having people around you who genuinely care enough about you to be honest with you. And if you want that, which we all say we do, know that that comes with the inner responsibility on your part to also exercise emotional maturity and emotional intelligence, so that you don't burden them with your immaturity and your egotistical reassurances that you're looking for. This whole victim mindset bullshit. Because those kind of people who want to show up and be honest with you, more than likely are somehow, some way doing some kind of inner work to reach those points in themselves. And I'm going to be honest with you, we don't want to deal with that shit. Like, it's draining, dragging somebody along, friend or family, who is not doing the inner work to face themselves, to grow with you, and so therefore sees everything as an attack. Come on.